In Gelfand. In.
All right, how you doing? Good. All right, pretty good. Easy killer. All right, so what's up? Like he said, I'm from New York City. By applause, how many people been to New York City? Most of you. Tell me this, when you go to New York City, do you notice how everybody there honks their car horn for like no reason whatsoever? You know what I'm talking about? You go to any other city in this country, nobody honks. My proof is I'm driving here tonight. This woman stops right in front of me. I can't get around her. She's letting people out, so finally I honk. She comes over to my car. She says, "Do I know you?" What the heck is that? Could you picture this woman coming back from New York City? Oh, everybody's so friendly. Everyone knew me and they knew my mother. That's right. So, I don't know. Just thinking. Any people in school here? People in school? Yeah? Obviously you don't like it. I don't know. I always hated school. I'll tell you why. For me, it all started in high school. In my high school, everyone was into fashion. Everyone wore like Ralph Lauren polo. In my family, we couldn't afford it, so my mom would send me to school in the imitation brand. I always show up in school with something like Ralph Lament Polio. On the shirt says a guy in a wheelchair with a crutch in the air. Man. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you, my father just retired. That's not the joke yet, sir. Take it at your own pace. My father just retired. He used to write for Cliff Notes. You know what that is, right? Yeah. It was pretty cool when I was older, but when I was a kid, it really sucked. Because he put me to bed, he'd be like, "Okay, there's a little girl, 3 bears, porridge, faulty furniture, the end." I'm telling you, he's crazy. My father's crazy. My father just got a colostomy bag. Yeah, no, don't feel bad for him. He's not sick or anything, just really lazy. I'm telling you, he's crazy. Oh, now you get it. I'll tell you, I'm serious. He's really nuts. Every day my father calls me up, he thinks he's gonna die. He calls me last night, tells me he has one last thing he wants to do before he dies. He wants to shoot Nixon. It's the last thing he wants to do. So I called Make-A-Wish Foundation. Yeah, they said Nixon wasn't available, but they still had a couple of Kennedys left. Grow up. Oh my God. Yeah, I was in Dallas once, I was. Yeah, I left from New York. I flew out of JFK right into John Connolly. Oh, grow up. Anyway, so what else? I don't know. I'll tell you this, I got married about 7 months ago.
Sucker.
What, do you know her? What is that? I'll tell you this, my wife's worried I'm not going to be faithful to her. Like, that's a big problem for me. Like, I get a lot of women. I don't know what she's thinking. I just looked at her, I said, "Esther?" That's her name. I just said, "Esther, I was faithful to you before I even met you." That's not a problem. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Easy. All right. Married folks? Do we have a lot of married folks here? Yeah. Tell me this, sir. Do you go food shopping with your wife?
Absolutely.
Yeah? Tell me, have you ever been in the supermarket and had so little money that you have to pick your items very carefully and put them in your coat?
Not lately.
right? The rich folk right up front. So, you have kids?
Almost.
Need some help? It's working on the procedure now. 2/3, okay. I don't want to hear about it. I have a friend, I have a friend, he had a kid about a year ago, and tell me if you ever heard of this. Now whenever him and his wife fly anywhere, they take separate airplanes, just in case one plane crashes, there'll still be a parent for the kid. Have you ever heard of that? Which is really weird, because when I was a kid, my parents used to put me on a plane and drive there. Oh my God, I don't know, this friend of mine, he's kind of weird. He's going bald, so he called one of these places like Hair Club or Upjohn, one of these places, and they told him if you're just losing hair on the top of your head, but still have hair on the sides, one procedure they do is they stretch your scalp till the hair goes on top and fuse the scalp together. It's called the scalp reduction. I'm looking at him like he's crazy. Let's say you lose that hair eventually. What's the salesman going to say? Like, well, do you have eyebrows? Oh, boy. So, I have pets. You have pets? People with pets? Yeah? Do you treat your pets like they're part of the family? Like me? Yeah. I have a cat, and whenever I go out, I'm scared she's going to be lonely, so I leave the TV on for her. Is that weird? I came home yesterday, it turns out she adopted 3 kids from Ethiopia. It's crazy. This friend of mine, he has a dog. He got this new dog, a Rottweiler, this really big dog. And whenever I go over his house, this dog is like drooling on me and biting me. And he always excuses it the same way. He's always like, oh, he's just playing. Last time I was just playing and stuck my nose in a woman's crotch, I got the crap knocked out of me. I don't know what he's thinking. Oh, man. I'll tell you some stuff I just read. I just read this in the paper. It's kind of weird. I just read this. A family from Michigan was found shot dead in their car in Nevada. Shot dead. And they said it was a murder-suicide. The husband shot his 3 kids, shot his wife, then shot himself. And I'm reading this and I'm like, well, who hasn't thought of that on a long car ride with the family? No? Michigan and Nevada, I'm surprised they made it through Wisconsin. Because you know the kid's last words were, are we there yet? Oh my God. I'll tell you one other thing, this is kind of sad. My grandfather died a year ago, and he was cremated, and I was in charge of buying the urn, but by accident I bought a coffee urn. Yeah. Next day at the house, everyone was having hot cups of Grandpa. Yeah, but then we heard a voice that said, what the Gelfand family doesn't know. Thank you very much. You've been a great crowd. Enjoy the rest.